Hey everyone, welcome back. We all want to understand important stuff quickly, right?
Definitely. No one wants to waste time, especially when it comes to their health.
Exactly. And that's why today we're diving deep into managing blood sugar through diet.
It's a topic that honestly touches a huge number of lives globally.
It really does.
hmm
We're not just talking about avoiding that afternoon energy slump, but about protecting yourself from some serious long-term health problems.
The increase in diabetes cases is actually pretty alarming. I mean, it's gone from 108 million back in 1980 to 422 million by 2014.
Wow, those numbers are definitely concerning.
Yeah. And that increase is linked to some scary stuff like blindness, kidney failure, heart disease, strokes, even amputations.
So this is definitely a deep dive worth paying attention to.
Absolutely. And while managing this involves lots of different things, what we're really focusing on today is how powerful diet is.
Makes sense, since the glucose in your blood comes directly from what you eat, so what you choose to put on your plate really matters.
It's fundamental.
And for this deep dive, we've got a ton of material all about the dietary management of diabetes.
Yep, we're ready to break it down.
Our mission, then, is to extract the most important nuggets about how you can keep those blood sugar levels stable.
Sounds good to me. Where should we begin?
Well, let's start with the good stuff, right?
Hmm.
What are some of the food groups that can make a real difference?
Okay, so there are a few core groups that come up again and again in the research.
Really honest.
All right, so first up is green leafy vegetables.
Maybe not always the most exciting food group, but important, I guess.
They are. For our listeners, the big win here is that they're super low in calories and carbohydrates, which obviously helps with keeping blood sugar stable.
All right.
Plus, they're packed with fiber, which is a good thing because, well, fiber basically acts like a brake on sugar absorption. It slows down how quickly that sugar gets into your system so you don't get those rapid spikes.
Okay, that makes sense. Any standout examples?
Oh, yeah. Spinach, of course. Fenugreek leaves, which you might know as metha, and drumstick leaves, that's moringa.
Drumstick leaves. That's interesting. What makes them stand out?
Well, they've got really high vitamin C content. That's also known as ascorbic acid.
Uh-huh.
And that ascorbic acid has actually been linked to boosting insulin secretion. So they're kind of a powerhouse in that way.
Interesting. I'll have to look out for those. What's next on the list?
Next up is whole grains.
Ah, whole grains.
Yeah.
We always hear they're better, but what makes them good for blood sugar control specifically?
So it all comes down to how your body processes those carbs. Refined grains, they break down quickly, which means a fast release of sugar into your bloodstream. But whole grains, because they still have those outer layers intact, well, they're full of fiber and nutrients, and they have what's called a lower glycemic index, or GI.
GI, right?
Exactly. It's basically a measure of how quickly a food raises your blood sugar. So for our listeners out there, choosing whole grains means slower, more controlled release of glucose.
Gotcha. And what are some good swaps for you?
Instead of white rice, go for brown rice. Instead of white bread, try whole wheat. And then there's ragi, which is finger millet.
Ragi. That one sounds familiar. Anything special about it?
Yeah, research shows that ragi can actually help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, which often tend to be higher in people with diabetes. It's like, think of oxidative stress as an imbalance in your cells, and ragi comes in and helps restore the balance.
That's great to know. So brown rice, whole wheat, ragi.
Oh.
Got it.
Got it.
Okay. Now, what about something a little more, tempting? I see berries on the list.
Berries are awesome. They're packed with antioxidants. Think strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, all fantastic choices.
Yeah.
And there's jamun, which is also known as the Indian blackberry.
Okay. And what makes those so good?
Well, those antioxidants we talked about, they really help fight oxidative stress, which we know can be a big problem for people managing diabetes.
Good.
Plus, they're high in vitamin C, which, as we've already seen, can really help you maintain more stable blood sugar levels.
So a sweet treat that actually helps you stay healthy. Awesome.
Exactly.
All right. What else we got?
Let's talk about beans.
Beans. Always a good choice.
They are, and for good reason. Beans have a low glycemic index.
Right. That GI thing again.
Exactly. To give you an idea, soybeans have a GI of about 15, kidney beans around 28, and chickpeas around 33. And because they're complex carbohydrates, they take longer to digest, which leads to a much more gradual increase in blood sugar. No sudden spikes.
That makes sense.
Plus, beans are great for helping you feel full and satisfied, which can be really helpful for weight management. And that, of course, is often a key factor in managing both diabetes and cholesterol.
It all ties together.
It really does.
Okay, so we've got greens, whole grains, berries, beans. What else?
We've also got citrus fruits like oranges and lemons.
Citrus. Good for so many things.
They are. And in terms of diabetes, they've been shown to offer some anti-diabetic benefits, partly because of these natural compounds they contain called bioflavonoids.
Bioflavonoids.
Yeah, they're thought to play a role in how your body handles blood sugar regulation. Plus, citrus fruits have a good balance of vitamins and minerals without loading you up on carbs. And of course, there's that vitamin C again, always helping out with glucose control.
So many good things to add to your diet. But I imagine there are also things we should be avoiding, right?
Definitely.
What should people be mindful of?
Okay, so the big ones to watch out for are high GI foods. We're talking white rice, white bread, pumpkin, white potatoes, and then of course there's refined sugar. And that means everything from sugary drinks to cakes, pastries, biscuits, you name it. Packaged and processed foods too, they're often full of hidden sugars and not so healthy fats.
Got it. White foods, sugary stuff, processed foods, those are the ones to be careful with.
Exactly.
And it's not just what you eat, but when, right?
You got it. Avoiding those long gaps between meals is super important for keeping your blood sugar stable. And one thing that people often overlook is eating something within an hour of waking up. It really sets you up for the day.
You've even got some specific suggestions for a good morning drink.
I do. Starting your day with a glass of warm water with lemon and chia seeds can be really helpful for stabilizing those blood sugar levels right from the get-go. Or you could try amla powder and turmeric in warm water.
Okay, I'm taking note.
Both great options.
So as we've seen, what you choose to eat and when you choose to eat it can have a huge impact on your blood sugar.
A huge impact. And of course, managing your blood sugar is key for preventing all those scary long-term health problems we talked about earlier.
Exactly. Now, thinking about how these changes can really make a difference in your well-being, it kind of makes you wonder, what other seemingly small choices that we make every day could be having a surprisingly big impact on our health?
That's something for everyone listening to ponder. Food for thought, literally.
Absolutely. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Of course, always a pleasure.
And to everyone listening, we'll catch you in the next episode.
Until then.